So if you're trying to lose belly fat, in this video I'm going to share with you 3 steps you can take starting today that's going to help you over the next 7 days. So these are 3 steps you can start to implement over the next 7 days. Now I've used these steps with my clients, for example with Gaynor who lost 85 pounds. I used it with another client, Sue, who lost 71 pounds, and another client, Marie, who lost 57 pounds. So these are practical steps that you can start to implement starting from today. So let's kick off with step number 1. Step number 1 is, if you want to lose belly fat, it's not enough just to say, I want to lose belly fat. That would be like saying, I want to go on holiday. You have to have a specific destination that you want to go to. So the same with belly fat. So I'm going to make up a figure for you, but you make up your own figure that's going to be appropriate for you. So I'm going to say you need to lose 30 pounds of belly fat. Now, that seems like a big figure, and you're not going to achieve all of that in one fell swoop. So you need to break that down to an achievable weekly amount of weight loss that you can expect to lose. Now, I'd caution against going for 2 to 3 pounds weight loss per week, and I say that because whilst that sounds very attractive and it makes the weight loss sound as though it'll happen very quickly, to try and stick to 2 to 3 pounds per week, you are going to have to come so far out of your current comfort zone that it's going to affect your nervous system that much you'll probably find it very difficult to sustain it. So my recommendation would be to aim for between 1.25 to 1.75 pounds per week. Why do I recommend that? I recommend that because what you're going to find is you can still lead a relatively normal life. Yes, you are going to be a little bit challenged. Yes, you are going to be out of your comfort zone a little bit, but you are going to be able to adopt new healthy lifestyle eating habits, for example, that will feel sustainable, so that when you get to your ideal weight, you won't feel as though you've been on this mission over whatever period of time it's taken you to lose the weight, and then you find yourself snapping all the way back to where you started from. So that would be my recommendation. Aim for 1.25 to 1.75 pounds per week. In addition to that, I would attach the 30 pound weight loss, if indeed that is a figure. Again, come up with your own figure. I would attach that to some sort of outcome goal. For example, when you lose the 30 pounds, you are going to wear a particular outfit, or you are going to reduce a health risk marker. For example, it might be to reduce your blood pressure, or it might be to be more active in a particular activity you do. For example, if you're like me and you play tennis, maybe you want to be able to move to the ball a bit more effortlessly and drive through that backhand like Roger Federer. But basically, that's what you want to be doing as your step number 1 in your goal to lose belly fat. Make it a real figure and break it down into weekly amounts and have a goal attached to it. So that's step number 1. Step number 2 is to do with your diet. And yes, you already know you're going to have to address your eating because that's just the reality of the situation. But what I'm not going to recommend here is that you dramatically cut your calories down to 1,200 calories a week. I'm not going to recommend that you up your protein, nor am I going to say you should start intermittent fasting. Why am I not going to say all of that stuff? Well, because again, a little bit like with the previous, with the goal, trying to set 1.25 to 1.75, make it realistic, make it doable, achievable. I think it's got to be the same with your diet. So rather than worrying about what you're eating in terms of amounts and protein and carbs and all that sort of stuff, I'm going to give you a really simple exercise to do, and it's called the What Lives in Your Kitchen exercise. And this is how it works. You get a piece of paper and you draw a line down the center. You put an A on one side, a B on the other side. In the A column, you're going to write down all the foods that you know, if you ate them, they are going to help towards your weight loss. Your vegetables, your salads, your fruits, your whole foods go in that A column. And then on the B column, you are going to write all the foods that you already know, if you keep eating those foods, they're either going to slow your weight loss down or cause you to gain weight. So you're going to make that list on the B column. Now, once you've made the list, you can have one of 3 choices as to how you're going to deal with that B list of foods. Choice number 1 is you're going to get rid of it. So if you know there's something on there that's causing you a problem, you're going to get rid of it. Choice number 2 is you are going to avoid it. And choice number 3 is you are going to exchange it. Now, in my experience, trying to avoid it is a tricky one. Why? Because when you're at that moment of weakness, you are going to hear that packet of crisps or that bar of chocolate whispering out your name and calling you towards wherever you store that food. Or if it's get rid of it, I have known people get rid of alcohol, for example, or chocolate, and then get in their cars and go out in the dead of night to go and buy that stuff. So for me, the best option I would suggest is to exchange it, because when you exchange something, you are making a lifestyle choice, which I think is far better for the long term. And again, you're looking to do this within the first 7 days of watching this video, and please come back and comment below how you've got on. Now, before I go into step number 3, if you want some additional help with how to lose belly fat, go ahead, click the link below this video and do my free 3-minute online weight loss assessment. That's going to give you lots more resources, and it's going to help you to implement what I'm talking about today a lot better. And then finally, number 3 is to do with exercise. Now again, here what I'm not going to do is suggest that you suddenly start trying to do 10,000 steps a day, or you go to the gym, or you do a boot camp. Why? Because it's probably too far out of your norm from what you're currently doing. So rather than worrying about all that other stuff, I'm going to simply say, let's work on getting you to walk anywhere between 10 and 20 minutes on a daily basis. Because look, let's be honest, if you can't walk for 10 minutes a day on a daily basis, then what's the point in me saying going to join the gym or do 10,000 steps? It's highly unlikely you're not going to be able to do that. Whereas if I can help you to do 10 minutes a day consistently, once you've got that consistency, then we can start to change what goes into the 10 minutes or that period of time. Do we make it a bit longer? Do we change the 10-minute walk one day from a walk to a workout routine? You know, we can mix things up, but first of all, what we need to do is develop the consistency of doing that 10-minute or 20-minute walk per day over the next 7 days. So there's your 7-day plan, 3 simple steps. The next thing you need to do is watch the video that YouTube has suggested.